With streaming becoming something so common and even hurting the films that are being released theatrically, I just wanted to know how streaming has completely changed how we consume content and led to the debacle we are in right now. So, a brief history before we dive into how they killed movie theaters and traditional way we consume movies. First, let's talk about the history of streaming services. They started in early 2000s with Netflix. Shocker. First, they focused on renting DVDs by mail and then transitioned to streaming online. By 2013, that was 10 years ago, Netflix had expanded to producing its own content with the launch of the critically acclaimed series House of Cards. Now, we have other streaming services like Amazon Prime, Hulu, and Disney Plus, and the number of streaming services only grew from there. Today, streaming services are the primary way to consume television and film content. The accessibility of the streaming platforms are probably the biggest factors that contribute to that, and they are wildly competitive. Top streaming services such as Prime and Netflix invest billions of dollars into their shows, and people are cutting cable TV and opting for streaming services as their primary source of television and film content. And with all that in mind, we can finally talk about their impact on the film industry. The way films are produced and distributed has completely changed because of streaming services. Because streaming services have allowed for more diverse and niche content to be produced and distributed. They are also able to take more risks on lesser known filmmakers and projects. I mean, they don't, but they can, which would have a harder time getting funded, or distribution through traditional channels would be almost impossible for these kinds of niche movies produced and directed by up and coming filmmakers. While traditional movies are distributed in theaters and later on television, streaming completely negates that process. It is just sent straight into the app, ready to be watched by you and thousands of people in the world at the same time. And probably a better model because you get to watch this movie or TV show from the comfort of your own house instead of getting up and taking your ass to the theater. It is just so much more convenient. The number of people going to movie theaters has decreased, leading to a decline in box office sales, and viewership on cable television has completely dropped. But also, simultaneously, streaming has opened up a new revenue source that many studios are trying to capitalize on. And by the way, this new revenue stream involves subscriptions and advertisement. And as I said before, every single major studio that has a huge catalog of films is trying their hardest to get a slice of the pie of huge sum of money that you get from a streaming service. So we get multiple streaming services, and the pandemic has only accelerated this change. So we need to talk about the impact of streaming services on the audience. With the ability to watch films and television shows online, audiences no longer have to go to a physical location to rent out or purchase a movie. They can just turn on the TV and watch any film they want from the comfort of their own home at any time they want to. This has led to an increase in binge watching, as audiences can watch multiple episodes or films in a row without interruption, and the convenience of having the ability to access all of this from wherever you want to is incredibly powerful. And you get to also watch most of it with no interruption, which is so good that most audiences just straight up prefer streaming instead of watching cable television. And again, as I said, this has led to a huge drop off in traditional movie going experience and has changed the way we just consume movies and TV shows. And while, yes, the magic of going to the theater and having a shared experience has probably been destroyed to an unrecoverable degree, Top Gun Maverick and Barbie are probably the only two that can have a conversation against this topic, but it has also led to a more diversified and niche content existing, which is great all round and could lead to more creative opportunities, which is fantastic. And we get a full immerse interruption free experience at our homes. So, all in all, there are a lot of drawbacks and genuine positives about streaming services that has definitely changed Hollywood or any film industry for that matter. But it's probably the beginning of a new era with a new model and a new strategy for all the producers and directors and studio heads to adapt to. And knowing the amount of money they make and the fact that they are being total asses about paying people what they deserve and probably actually no, definitely less than what they're worth, I don't really feel sorry for them. And with that being said, I hope you lovely people enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this content. Goodbye.